So if I did want to create a WordPress plugin on my own,
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
what programming language would I have to know, and how technical would I have to be? Would I have to be at expert level? I mean, I might have to work with APIs from different services. How difficult would it be for me to, like I know how to program, but maybe for a person who maybe is starting in it?
Yeah, yeah. You need to know PHP programming. That's the server side, like the stuff that runs on the WordPress site. You may need to know a little bit of JavaScript if you want to do some more fancier stuff on the front end, like more the look and feel and more running things on the actual browser. You may, in some cases, need to read up and learn about some APIs, like YouTube's API or Google API, if you want to get data from YouTube. And but the nice thing is, there's so many examples, or there's a lot of forums on Google. Like if you do a Google search for a particular problem you're having or a particular API, so much documentation, so much example code that you can look at and learn very quickly how to do it if you were to do it yourself. And so to answer your question, it all depends on how you are. Like if you're in it as a business owner, to build this product or to build this solution in the form of a plugin, then I don't personally recommend doing it yourself. It's going to take you longer, and it's very difficult to kind of put multiple hats on, to be the developer, thinking in code and very detailed, stepping back and say, what's the message? What's the marketing message? How do I explain this? How do I do the marketing? How to explain it clearly to people and promote it? And then you got to do all the promotions around it, and it's very difficult to kind of jump back and forth.
Yeah.
To shift new mindsets. So if you're in it if you're a great programmer, and not even great, even just average or beginner, you can get away with writing plugins. It's beautiful because you plug in. You use like frameworks or templates as a starting point, so you're not writing everything from scratch, and then you kind of fill in the functionality and to do what you want it to do. And but if you're in it to be a business, to start a business, or to supplement your business for writing plugins, I recommend focusing more on the marketing side and working with a developer just to kind of get things done faster. And when you get things done faster, you can test faster and know and validate your idea faster and make sure that there's an audience for it without 6 months going by, and then you get all the development done, all the marketing messages done, and then you say, okay, doors are open, and you hear crickets and nobody wants to buy.
Yeah.
So you want to find out as early as possible, and the fastest way is to work with a developer to develop something and make sure you get it in front of the right audience. So it definitely helps to have a team in general when you're supporting the plugin, when you're developing it. So, but people create apps on their own, people create plugins on their own, and they market it and they sell it. Definitely doable. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage that. I'm saying if you're getting into it, it's already a big learning curve to learn about marketing of the plugins, but also working on development. So you want to break those two different functions if you can. If you have the money to invest in hiring a developer.
It's true, because I actually, I can attest that it's actually very difficult because, I made my mobile apps and I also had to market them, and it was really hard to do both because they're so different. Like they almost couldn't be more different, right? Like you're focusing on how do I make this thing work, and it's like you're dealing with bugs and it doesn't work, errors and things, and it's stressful, and then you have to get on a call and promote it somewhere or get interviewed, and it's and then you gotta and then you start talking about it and have to be like a marketer, put the marketing hat on, and then once the call is over and you got to go back to your programming, you're like, what the heck was I doing?
Yeah.
And it's and it takes
Yeah.
time to get back into the groove, yeah, it's actually difficult. I almost because I did have to kind of create the apps and do the marketing as well. I almost did like days where some days I just focused on marketing. Some days I just did like programming. At least that way I could. But yeah, it's hard to do both at the same time. It's really
Yeah.
difficult.
No, that's a great idea, actually. 1 day or 2 days a week, you're a developer, and that's it. You just
Yeah.
focus on development.
It
Yeah, that's a
only
great idea, actually. That's a good approach. That will work.
it only kind of worked because some people want to do an interview with you another day, and then it's like it screws it messes up yours. So it's like
Correct.
sometimes it works like mostly, but it has its it's imperfect also.